June 15, 1630, Part 1, Late Nights. In the summer of 1630, Amelia had spent her first few weeks of semester break relaxing through long walks outside and quality family time. She had spent long nights studying for her final exams, and all of her hard work had paid off. Her first year at university was complete. During these relaxing times, however, Amelia was dwelling on internal pressures for herself. She hadn't made many friends in her first year, wanting to socialize with others and create relationships. She also felt pressure to earn money in order to afford outings and future travel hopes she had in mind. Amelia began to submit applications to local organizations to see which one would stick. The role would just be for the summer, knowing that she would have to return to courses in the fall. A few days later, she received a phone call from the local carnival a few blocks away from her family home. Though nervous to work in a people-facing environment, Amelia sat for the interview and was offered the position. She had applied originally to work in the concessions where she would solely provide food and drinks to guests. However, the manager of the carnival had other plans. She returned to the location of the carnival a few weeks later for orientation, where she and a few other new hires were informed that they would be working on the arts and crafts exhibits. Amelia stood in line with 5 other people, similar in age as her, and began assessing who she would soon be working alongside. Her eyes stopped on a young man who also seemed nervous but was trying to make a good first impression with both the staff and management. He introduced himself to her, as he did with each one of us, and said, "Hello, I'm Bennett." "Nice to meet you, I'm Amelia," she said back. They smiled at each other. Amelia's time at the carnival had its ups and downs, most definitely. Her nerves and social anxiety were at an all-time high every single time she walked into work. The guests were not friendly to her, probably seeing right through her low confidence. Children would be unruly and disrespectful, throwing markers and paper everywhere, including at her and at other staff members. However, Amelia found that she was able to get through these struggles with the help of the people she was working with. Bennett could see that Amelia was nervous or on the verge of tears at times due to the stress, and would try to make her laugh or smile. After 10 to 12-hour shifts at the carnival, her and Bennett would stand in the parking lot and talk for hours before heading home. Amelia would look forward to this time they would have together, and it became a motivator for her to go into work just so she could talk to him. Amelia made friends with other members of the team whom she would remain in contact with for years to come. However, it was always her and Bennett who were the last ones to leave the carnival. August 12, 1630, Part 2, Keep in Contact. Weeks went by with Amelia working the most hours she had ever worked at a job before, having many conversations with Bennett along the way. The day finally came where Amelia would have to part ways with the carnival before returning to university. She decided to resign 2 weeks earlier than expected due to the surprise from her parents of a family trip to Costa Rica coming up. This was definitely a relaxing vacation that her and her family needed. Amelia worked her 10-hour shift on that last day with a jolt of confidence she hadn't seen in herself before. The lack of discipline from the children or the snarky remarks from parents did not bother one bit. She was so happy to remove herself from this stressful situation and go back to her comfort zone. Bennett, being a few years younger than her, had decided to continue working for the carnival for the upcoming holidays, which meant that Amelia and him would have to part. At the end of the day, Amelia met up with Bennett in the parking lot, this time accompanied by friends they had made along during the summer. They all talked for hours, knowing this could be their final time, Amelia never taking her attention off of Bennett. As friends start to take off home, Amelia and Bennett continue talking. "It's getting pretty late," said Amelia. I should probably start heading home. I should too, said Bennett. I want to give this to you, though. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a handkerchief with his phone number written on it in black ink. It has been really nice getting to know you this summer, Amelia. Let's keep in contact. Amelia accepted the handkerchief, smiled at him, and they embraced. As they returned to their respective cars, he looked at her one last time and gave her a wave. Would this be the last time? August 23, 1630, Part 3, Palm Trees. The next few days, Amelia and her family had begun preparing for their trip to Costa Rica. Amelia and Bennett would talk on the phone every night as she lived through his continued time at the carnival. She would smile to herself every time he would call, and new conversations would begin when she picked up the phone. Amelia admired his personality and his confidence, envious that people could go through life not caring about what other people think of them. His sense of humor calmed her nerves from the day's activities, and she appreciated that. Previously, Amelia had experienced her first relationship and heartbreak in a short time frame. She had evaluated that time and learned things about herself that would shape her future relationships and friendships. She also took note of what types of things she would look for in a future partner as well. Amelia had not considered the idea of anything more than a friendship with Bennett at this time because her heart was guarded. She really enjoyed his company and did not want to ruin those moments. Plus, she was about to go on an amazing vacation wanting and needing to clear her head. Let's see where this trip begins. Part 4. An author's note to audience. There will be a surprise in the Appalachian Diaries, Chapter 8, so stay tuned. Hope you enjoy it.